Hello, champagne poppers, and welcome to the podcast slash mini
Oh,
episode.
hello. It looks like I've been crying. I have not. I just had something giant in my eye, and now my eye won't stop watering. So,
She's crying. I made her cry. It's fine. So we basically are doing a mini episode for you guys really quick to give you a couple of updates of things happening in our life right now and to let you know that we are taking a partial break from the podcast while we navigate a few things. We will officially be back. So this will be your last episode for a minute. We'll officially be back on November 16th. That's when you will get your next episode, which is almost a month break, I would
it is.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like just about a month. Super sorry about that, but we have a lot going on.
Yeah. It's been a lot, and I think we both just kind of need like a reset. I don't know. We're just both a little bit stressed, and having a podcast and keeping up with all that is very stressful, and we just need a little baby step back.
Yeah, so like currently we have my sister's getting married in North Carolina and we all leave for that next week. Taylor has her Halloween party this weekend, so if you're listening to this tomorrow and it hasn't happened yet and you want to come, let us know.
Yeah.
Gonna be hella cheese there, so feel free to come.
Yep, a lot of cheese.
Don't forget about that bouncer charge though when you get there. So we have that going on, and then the wedding, our spouse slash partners leave right before us because they're doing like a whole thing. So that's gonna be a little chaotic. I think we're both trying to knock out a bunch of school because of the trip. I have to finish a class. It's like a total fucking bitch of a class right now, all within exactly a week. And that's good. Fuck you, bugs.
There's always bugs when we record, always.
Them. So that's gonna be hard for me to process getting all of that done. I have officially gotten a new job. So
Yay!
I should be celebrating more, but I'm very stressed.
We're celebrating on Saturday, so if you're coming to the Halloween party, we are having celebration.
I do think I'm gonna actually, because I haven't fully like really celebrated for myself. Like I've adapted to celebrating, but that was like before I knew I was getting the job fully. Now it's like 1000% locked in. So I think I might go to teppanyaki on Sunday because like that's kind of where I want to celebrate. I want some
Yum.
fucking hibachi.
Yum. I love teppanyaki.
Yeah, so I might do that. I haven't fully decided if I have time. But transitioning out of a company I've been at for almost 10 years has become very intense, and my mental state is like unwell. Like I don't have a brain. I was gonna say like this is my brain, but that's actually how big brains are. So
So
just
that
fucking
actually is your
well.
brain.
So that's what's happening on my end. And I just like need, and then because of our trips, Taylor's staying a little bit longer than I am. And then that's like right when I transitioned to my new job also. So I think that it just made sense for us to take this break. And we definitely hope you guys understand. And Taylor
Mhm.
also had another ketamine thing that I think you should tell people about very, very briefly.
So, a big reason why I need a break, like I have always stuff going on in my life, but honestly, ketamine's a lot and it's like a lot to process. And so I just have felt mentally overwhelmed a ton. And um my I work in orthopedics part-time, and the end of the year is so crazy for orthopedics, and so my work days are seriously out of control and so busy. So it just has been a lot. So my second ketamine session, it was just kind of weird, and I'm still not really sure what to make of it.
Did
Um,
you have like the Alice in Wonderland thing happen again, or was it different?
well, like I feel like when I'm sinking into that place, it always feels like the Alice in Wonderland thing. But it was so, I don't know why all of my sessions have to do with Disney. It's very strange to me. But you know, on Hercules, when like Hades is down in his home and he's like in that big canoe and he's like going through all the souls, that was what my first session was like, but it was just like black sludge. And I was in like the canoe thing that Hades is in Hercules. And it was just black sludge. And it was just like trying to work through that, and there were some points that were like really heavy, and that was what my entire session was just like working through that, and I just had a lot of colors and a lot of shapes in front of me, and so I'm very confused about what that means. So I'm hoping that my session tomorrow, I have therapy right before as well, so I'm hoping that like stuff starts to make more sense. But I don't know. It's just very interesting, and it just is a lot to mentally deal with.
Yeah, that's like, because I don't think you and I have really talked about that session yet.
Hmm.
I feel like obviously on the surface, it's probably very similar to how you're feeling right now, which is like
Hmm.
exactly why we're taking a break.
Yeah.
Because like that's life right now, like trudging through what the fuck is all this stuff.
Hmm.
Fuck you,
Yeah. So I think it did have a lot to do just kind of how I've been feeling is that I just feel a little lost. And like it wasn't scary by any means, but it was just weird. So I'm hoping I just have a little bit more clarity tomorrow and yeah, just kind of work through whatever I need to work through, I guess.
I mean, thank God you weren't like a soul underneath the boat,
I
though. At least
know.
you were on top, like, at least you were in the boat.
Yeah, and there was no like souls. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
like exactly like Hercules. It was just like thick black tarry sludge that I just was like working through. And then there was just like a lot of beautiful colors and shapes in front of me. So I don't know what that means. I don't know. I'm also very nervous to tell my therapist that I'm doing these ketamine sessions because she doesn't know and I don't know what I don't know what her stance with that stuff is. So I'm very nervous to know what she has to say.
Are there like therapists or experts that like can help, like if people relay the visions that they're having or whatever to them, that they can help find meaning? Like, is
Yeah,
that like a
there
specialty?
Yeah, there is. And honestly, I hate to say this, but if my therapist doesn't really agree with this or has a big problem with it, I'm probably going to be looking for a new therapist, which is stressful because like I've been with her for a very long time and I don't want to start all over, but and I've kind of been thinking this anyway, is that I'm kind of getting to a point with her that she's just kind of telling me the same things and I feel like I just need like a little bit more. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Just like everything else in my life, it's a big I don't know with her, but I have definitely been having that pull of like maybe I need to move on to somebody else who can kind of align more with my beliefs and align with my situations and give me just like some more advice in that way rather than just kind of the same thing we've been talking about for years.
I
So,
mean, yeah, I don't think that that's like, um, and honestly, maybe that's something you should talk to her about too. Of like,
mhm,
I'm kind of starting to feel like we're having the same conversations. Like, is it either me
mhm,
or do I need to look for more expertise or something? Because like I definitely have had that conversation with my therapist, which on that note, my therapist is hella booked out and still haven't heard from her now that I think about it. Like her schedule was like booked out until November, like the end of November. And
mhm.
then also the end of December, there was like only two openings, but she told me like, hey, if there's nothing, email me and I'll see what I can make work. And I still haven't heard from the bitch.
Honestly, there is such a giant mental health crisis going on right now, and there's not enough therapists. Like, there's just not all everybody's schedule. We just had a patient at the ketamine clinic on what is today, Monday or Tuesday? We had him on Monday, and he's like, I can't find a therapist. So, like, everybody is so booked out. And so, it's sad because there are people looking for therapy now, and there are people that are wanting to do therapy and they can't get in. So, I
Yeah,
don't know. It's really sad and very stressful to me that like people are actively searching and can't find anybody.
it's definitely crazy. And then also, one thing I have been able to find comfort in is like my own types of therapy for sure. So I think if any of
Mhm.
you that are listening are having kind of the same struggle or you're still not at a point where you want to do therapy, reading my tarot cards has been really, really helpful to
Mhm.
help me not spiral out of control or when I am feeling anxious about like where life is at. Reading those has been really helpful to like be like, hey, something's off in an area, or B, like your intuition is actually correct.
Mhm.
So if you have the opportunity for something like that, I think that can help you get by and help you start getting more comfortable with facing things that are challenging, but then on top of it, like the typical things we talk about, like my gratitude journal, leaning more into that, what my actual goals and my 10 dreams are, which like my new job, I definitely get to cross one off. So I got to find a
Yay!
new one. But like things like that really help you kind of look inward and focus more on your goals, things that are positive, and that can help you when you're feeling stuck and anxious. And then like we always say, move your damn body. So like
Mhm.
those things, even though I'm not back in my regular therapy right now, have been helping me a ton to just like, I know these things work and they help your brain. And so if you're struggling at all, try picking up at least one of those, like the
Yeah.
journaling that we talk about or meditation that Taylor talks about. Like there's meditations that I do even just to help me sleep. I'm not
Mhm.
fully doing the meditation, but if I'm struggling to sleep, like turning on a meditation on the Peloton app, like I will knock out. And like if that's what's working for me, that's what's working. So like find things to help you guys get through, because I think with the holidays coming too, I have a feeling people are about to get more intense with this. And
Yes.
like I think a lot of people have been reaching out to me on social media saying that like they're also struggling heavily. And me and Taylor thought it was just like Leos were going through something. Like maybe
Mhm.
this shit happened and the universe is pissed at Leos because it feels that way for us. But I think the holidays coming are also part of it. There's like, isn't there something like lunar eclipses coming up?
I think so. I know the winter solstice is right around the corner, and that's a big thing. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I know that like we're not the only two people feeling this. I have heard from countless people, and especially now working in mental health, like I've just heard some really sad, horrific, very sad things. And if you are feeling this way, you're definitely not alone, and it's okay to take a break, and it's okay to kind of, I don't know, turn into yourself and figure out what works for you, and just take the time to take care of yourself mentally and physically, because that's literally the only thing that's keeping me holding on right now.
For sure. Like I think that that's like when things have like started to feel very heavy and chaotic, like
Mhm.
leaning back into those types of things that you and I have made those habits for. But I think also like we want to have a whole episode about it, but being more vocal on my social media that like I'm not okay. Like people think it's weird
Mhm.
and I don't give a fuck what they think, because like that's literally
If it helps one person, that's all that
and
matters.
like it helps me to be able to like vocalize like I don't need help necessarily from anyone. I just need
Mhm.
to be able to verbalize like life fucking sucks right now. I don't
Mhm.
need sympathy or anything like that. I just like need to put it out into the universe that like this sucks. And if
Yeah.
that's like something that helps for you, like reach out to us, DM us, like whatever.
Mhm.
I just like feel like a lot of people are dealing with a lot right now. And I don't know if it's because the holidays or school's like back in session, people have to adapt again, or there's like this weird unsettling, but I feel like people are maxed out.
Mhm.
And just take whatever time you need, find things like the podcast that you can like put on pause for a second, deal with some
Mhm.
shit, and then pick it right back up. But like don't
Yep.
put all this pressure on yourself all the time.
Yep, exactly. I completely agree with that. So,
Yeah. Also, like last thing I want to say is like I don't want our podcast to always be the thing that we have to like drop to
mhm.
like deal with life. So I do sincerely apologize to you guys that that's just kind of like how our schedules are. Like we're not professional podcasters. Like
Yeah.
we're not making money off of this thing. We're not celebrities from this thing. Like other people have people helping facilitate their podcast, and it's literally just us paying for it, managing it. And it's like not as much as we want it to be, but like it is just us. So like I don't want you to think that we're just like half-assing it for
Half-assing.
you guys
Yeah.
or not caring, because I do know we both deeply care about our listeners, and I don't want you to think that like you guys are the first to go.
Yeah, 100%. It just, unfortunately, our jobs and school, the things that are making us money have to
Our
come first.
families,
Yeah. Yeah, they have to come first right
your
now, but
kids.
it won't be this way forever. And I just realized I have a little sneak peek of my Halloween costume behind me.
I'm not dressing up. It's official.
Oh boy.
Well, that's pretty much it, you guys. I am again deeply sorry. Keep social with us like on the gram. Like we're not fully on it right now, but I think we're still trying almost daily to post something. We will always get back to your DMs. But like yeah, like I do still want to engage with you, still want to post things that help you guys. Don't give up on us and don't forget about us.
Yes. And there is one other thing that I want to say going back to the ketamine thing. I have had so many people reach out to me about ketamine. I will say there is not any clinics in Salt Lake that are offering ketamine for as cheap as up here is. That has been my number one question is the cost. It is $200 per session up here in Salt Lake. It's $1,500.
For one session?
For one session. So if you guys are really interested in ketamine, this is just easier for me to just announce everything here because it's one big general place. But if you are really interested in ketamine, reach out to me. I will help you make an appointment. You can even stay at my house. I can bring you home because you can't drive after. I can bring you back to my house. So if you are serious, don't spend $1,500, please. That is people trying to price gouge and get money. Please don't spend that. Please spend $200 and make it just a little bit of an inconvenience for you to have to sleep somewhere else.
That's absolutely insane.
Yes, I have literally had probably 20 to 30 people reach out to me about it and wanting a clinic in Salt Lake. And honestly, there's not a good clinic in Salt Lake. So just putting that out there.
Guess your doctor better start expanding.
I know. That's what I told him. I was like, you really should probably expand this down there because it's so expensive. Like, it does not need to be that expensive. So,
wow, that's sickening.
Yeah.
The world is just so fucked up.
Yeah, it really is. So, that's my 2 cents on that. Please reach out to me. I will help you in any way. I still am not comfortable sharing a lot about the medicine and how it works because I don't know. So, I'm not going to spread false information, but I will share about my experience and I will help you schedule an appointment. So that's that.
Fabulous. Well, do you want to do our signature sign off?
Oh, yes. Make sure take this time, get all caught up on the podcast, re-listen to your favorite episode, send us ideas for new episodes, send us asking for friends as you think about them.
Leave us a review.
Yeah, leave us a review, leave some stars. We're still doing some embarrassing stories, so send those our way. Still keep in contact with us. Come to my Halloween party. Everybody is invited. Yeah, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you're following us on all the social things and on YouTube. And we will see you guys soon.
Bye.